Warb was the most depressed and jumpy wizard I'd met. Maybe hanging around a casino did that to a man. You seem to get worked up over my gambling.
I'm not as easygoing as I used to be.
You're a wizard?
Harry?
Wow, you're sharp.
As
What
a pancake.
tipped you off? The gown? The arcane symbols?
Look, I just thought you might want to talk. You tried to help me at the table, and I thought I'd make amends for being so rude to you. Sorry I tried.
That wizard looks really tall.
No, wait. I'm like, sorry, friend.
All right, friend.
It's just, I'm on the edge.
What's got you on edge, friend?
The name's Luton.
I'm sorry.
Hi, sorry.
We haven't been properly introduced. My name is Warb. B-L-L.
B-L-L?
Well, Bachelor of Eldritch Lace Making.
Eldritch lace making.
Eldritch lace-making?
Don't ask.
I won't. I'm kinda curious, though.
You're a regular in here, then?
I guess so. I'm not very lucky.
I thought all wizards were lucky.
Whatever gave you that impression?
I don't know, the magic part?
Do you know how many bizarre and unpleasant ways there are for a wizard to die inside the walls of Unseen University alone?
I could name a few. Death by anvil.
One false invocation as you're summoning a demon, and bang! You're lunch for some pit fiend with more tentacles than legs and fewer arms than heads. Or spend too long in the wrong area of the library and poof,
You turn into a monkey?
you disappear.
Oh.
All that you leave behind is a statistic.
Well, that's more than some people do in their whole lifetimes.
Don't you like being a wizard? It always seemed like a glamorous profession to me.
There's nothing glamorous about wizardry. Well, except for glamours.
Glamours?
It's an elvish thing.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Why are you so unlucky, Warb, friend?
If you're so unlucky, why do you come here?
I haven't lived a lucky life, but, well, I don't know. I guess I feel that in here, I at least have a chance.
Chances are kinda stacked up against you, mate.
But the odds are always stacked against you. The house always has the advantage.
Let me tell you something, Luton. The house always has the advantage. Here, out there, it doesn't make any difference.
So how does that help me here, now?
At least in here, you know who the house is.
I was not prepared for this existential bullshit, Warb.
That's a pretty stark outlook.
Ever made a decision that affected your whole life?
Yeah, plenty. It's called living.
Ever done something that throws everything into question?
No. I don't feel in that much control of my life.
None of us are.
So you work up at Unseen University.
I was trained there. Once I got my degree, I moved on.
But you're still a wizard. I thought all you guys were under the jurisdiction of the university.
Yeah, I work for Unseen Securities now.
Unseen Securities?
Yeah, we make magical security systems. Very exclusive.
Are they expensive?
Oh, yeah. Hardly anyone can afford our services.
Do you know Carlotta?
No, I guess I don't.
What's that supposed to mean?
Forget it.
Okay, he doesn't want to talk about Carlotta.
What do you know about a dwarf named Alkali?
I don't know them.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
I don't know them.
They were just here, though.
Heard of the counterweight killings?
I heard someone in Unseen University got killed by a spy,
Ooh, tell me all about it.
but I don't really, know anything about it, you know?
Oh.
Do you know anything about the murder of a man named Mundy?
I'm afraid I can't really, help you with that.
Okay, dude.
Do you know a troll called Sapphire?
I've seen her around, but I don't really know her.
Seen her here?
Oh, yeah. She's sometimes here. She never looks very happy, though.
Well, I imagine she would have looked happy if she won big, which means she is lying. Alright, Warb, my friend. We're gonna get going. Maybe you'll have some more stuff to tell us later.
The noble game of craps. I guess that I didn't feel like craps.
It didn't feel like craps. Craps. Well. There's not much else to do in here. So I think we can just skedaddle and see where Ilsa and Two Conquerors went after the assassination attempt. River Ankh.
I'd already had to dive onto the Ankh once. I wasn't about to do it again.
Oh, the Temple of Small Gods. That's the new location we can go to. Oh, pianist is gone. Sammael is gone. Hey, we can talk to you.
I'd always respected Sammael, and he'd always put up with me.
Sammael.
I don't know why. I guess it didn't really matter. Oh yes. It's not easy working the piano all night. Well, I'm sure you deserve it. Thank you, Mr. Luton. You don't have to call me Mr. Sammael. We're old friends. Sure thing, Mr. Luton. Old friends. I reckon I've earned a right to call you Mr.
Damn it, I keep clicking too fast. Well, they had a very respectful conversation.
How's business, Sammael? It's pretty good, Mr. Luton. How are things with you? Not so good. I think I'm so deep in trouble that I haven't even realized it yet.
Why? You haven't done anything wrong, but I guess the justice system will not help you with it.
You haven't had much luck, have you, Mr. Luton? Not since the Hotel Pseudopolis. That was when... Oh, I see. That's okay, Sammael. I don't mind talking to you about it. You're like family.
Can you talk to us about it?
Do you know anything about the murder of a man named Mundy? Sorry, Mr. Luton, I don't know anything about that.
Well, let's go through everything that I have noted down. Well, it turns out Sammael doesn't have anything worthy to say, at least yet. But I went through all the conversations in pretty much all of my inventory, and yeah, nothing. So, goodbye, friend.
No problem.
No problem. So we're probably going to have something to talk about later. Let's visit the Temple of Small Gods.
The Temple of Small Gods was Ankh-Morpork's unique concession to all the thousands, perhaps millions, of small gods that the Discworld was home to. Most of the gods were so small they never got worshipped. The spirits of lonely trees, or the places where two ant trails crossed, and they stayed that way because they lacked belief. Give a god belief, one follower or 10,000, and it grows up from the void into whatever fanciful deity its followers devise. Everyone knows that people need gods to blame for everything that is wrong, or praise for everything that is right. But they forget that every god needs people, too. Inside the temple, a bazaar of fanatics, lunatics, and cultists of all descriptions were trying to sell their faith to prospective followers. 2 salvations for the price of 1. Extra indulgences if you get a friend to join. That sort of thing. The lost and the lonely came here seeking direction. I found it hard to picture Carlotta amongst their number.
We have 2 locations to visit in here. Let's see this small congregation of tents.
MALACLYPSE drew attention to himself by virtue of the lack of crowds around him.
Must be popular guy. A popular guy.
Even the followers of Flatulus had a small crowd, but for some reason no one wanted to talk to him. It looked as if he had a metal fish hung around his neck. Who do you worship, then?
Why do you want to know? Who sent you? What do you want?
My name's Luton. I'm a private investigator.
You've been sent by the elucidated brethren of the Ebon Knight to silence me, haven't you?
Yeah, you got me.
Their plots are so transparent. It won't work. I have protection.
There isn't an elucidated brethren of the Ebon Knight anymore. They were forcibly disbanded.
Disbanded?
By a dragon, as it happens.
Ah, that's what they want you to think. That was all faked, so that they could eliminate all their traitors and go underground.
Yes, it's so obvious now.
Even as we speak, they are plotting to control the patrician by putting mind-altering drugs in the palace's water supply.
Yes, tell me more.
Then it's true. I'd heard that you were the only other person who really knew what was going on.
What do you want?
I just want to learn from you.
Master.
Only you can teach me what is really going on in
You don't fool me.
I don't?
You just want to steal all my knowledge and then use it to further your plans of glory.
Busted.
Ah, but I know that you know that, and you know that I know that. Which means we're at a stalemate. And since you know more than me, you have the advantage in a stalemate, which means that ultimately you'll beat me.
Yes! Yes! I see. You plan to try and use me, don't you? Well, many have tried to use MALACLYPSE, and I have beaten them all.
No, I can't hide anything from you, can I?
Very well, I will let you, for as long as it serves my purposes to do so.
Perfect.
What did you wish to know?
Which deity do you serve?
That's a big question.
How about a short answer?
Which deity do you serve?
I don't serve any deity.
Then I don't serve any deity either.
Huh?
I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
Right. You first.
I serve...
You didn't finish.
I am forbidden by an oath of loyalty never to speak aloud the name of the person of
The ancient mystic order of... Yes, I know all about you. I know every conspiracy turnwise of the Wormberg, and all but one conspiracy hubwards of the Great Neff.
Your turn.
I am the proud servitor of Errata, the goddess of misunderstandings, the mistress of mayhem, the countess of confusion, and the duchess of discord.
You know, sometimes I think I'm her servitor, too.
You get a free gold-plated apple if you join this week.
That's actually pretty cool.
Tell me about the goddess Errata.
There is no goddess greater than Errata. Have you not looked at the world and seen all the confusion and misunderstanding? Well, who do you think put it there? It didn't happen by chance. Nothing ever happens by chance.
So, every misunderstanding that has ever happened, Errata was behind them all.
Yes! She has started wars, and she has ended wars. Millions have died for the glory of Errata.
And presumably most of them believe they were dying for something else.
Oh, yes. The goddess is shrewd in her ways.
She must be very powerful.
There is no goddess more powerful than Errata.
Because she seems to be everywhere.
Then why doesn't she just make everyone into her follower?
Let me tell you something, Luton. Everyone is a follower of Errata. They just don't know it.
How come you know that you're a follower of Errata?
I only think I'm a follower of Errata. I might be a follower of someone else, and I wouldn't even know it.
Errata thinks of everything, doesn't she?
Yeah, she is all-encompassing.
You said you knew all but one conspiracy hubwards of the Great Neph. What's the one conspiracy you don't know?
If I knew that, I would know all the conspiracies, wouldn't I?
You don't know anything about that one conspiracy?
Nothing.
Not even a name, or not even that it exists?
Then how do you know that there is another conspiracy?
Yeah.
Because when I put all the other conspiracies together, I can see the pieces missing.
So all the conspiracies are linked together, and one piece is missing.
In other words, you can tell there's a conspiracy because you can't see it.
Everything casts a shadow, Luton. At least of some kind.
What if the missing pieces are a ruse by one of the conspiracies you do know about to try and distract you from paying attention to what they're doing?
No.
No. Not possible.
That's too far-fetched.
Even for you.
So is there a formal church of Errata?
I am the formal church of Errata. I hold her sacred emblem.
And what would that be?
The scarlet totem that I wear around my neck.
And how do you go about joining the church?
I told you! Everyone is part of the Church of Errata.
They just don't know it.
They just don't know it.
So how are you going to help me in my investigations?
What do you know about Sapphire?
That troll is nothing but trouble. She's in with the Breccia, you know, the troll mafia.
You don't say.
She ran up huge gambling debts and now she works for them until she's paid them off.
Well, she ran into a lot of money. So she's with the mafia, and she has huge debts.
What do you know about Mundy's murder?
Mundy, you say? Yes! He was killed by the forces of the 8th Conspiracy of Cleft in order to prevent him from delivering his message.
Are we talking about the same Mundy? Does the word Azil mean anything to you?
Azil? Yes! He was an Ascari in the Great Neph a couple of centuries ago, involved in the Great Light Dam conspiracy, which culminated in the theft of 12 barrels of light from the sacred distilleries of E, the Lost City.
Oh.
I found some rope in the rafters where a man's body was found. Any idea what it means?
Did he have a rope around his leg?
Yes.
Now you mention it, yes, he did.
Looks pretty certain that he was hung up by his legs then. Typical execution-style killing for some cults.
For which cults?
Most of them, actually. Especially if they're in a bad mood.
MALACLYPSE had a good point. Mundy must have been hung upside down and then killed.
I thought we figured that out already. It was pretty obvious.
Which meant somebody must have cut him down at some point.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately meant I'd have to investigate further.
Yeah.
Why was Mundy hung upside down when he was murdered? And why were his eyes poked out?
His body was offered up as a sacrifice to the creatures of the dungeon dimensions, the fetid obscenities from beyond time and space.
No.
Except errata caused them to get their rituals confused, otherwise the city would be crawling with helpspawn right now.
Oh yeah, right, of course. Okay, so Mundy was hung and upside down and killed. Maybe we can go to Nobby with this information and clear our name, hopefully.
Tell me about the counterweight killings.
Rumor has it that the Sun Emperor's private assassin is here in Ankh-Morpork, silencing those who have found out about the conspiracy to keep the Agatean Empire out of the secret trade talks at Ecclepon, thus ensuring that the counterweight continent's stature in the world economy is weakened.
Hold on, slow down a minute. Who's the Sun Emperor?
The ruler of the Agatean Empire, of course.
You know, he's making a lot of sense, actually.
The Agatean Empire?
Where Two Conquers is from.
That's on the counterweight continent, is it?
Not so loud. Don't you know about the patricians' conspiracy to deny the existence of the counterweight continent to the populace?
No.
He could have us killed just for talking about it.
But the world is a disc. You need the counterweight continent.
But everyone knows that the counterweight continent is real. We had a tourist from there a couple of years ago.
His name was Two Flower.
Privately, everyone knows, yes. But publicly, it's still just a legend. And the patrician makes sure it stays that way.
So what you're telling me is that an assassin from a nation that publicly doesn't exist is here killing off certain influential figures.
The plot thickens. There is a conspiracy. This man is a genius.
Exactly!
And all this has to do with a trade meeting at Ecclepon.
Apparently, there may be more to it than that.
Why Ecclepon? That's hundreds of leagues away.
Yes, but Ecclepon is the nearest port to the Agatean Empire. And agents of the Ochre Revolution from the counterweight continent are going to be at the meeting.
I see.
Uh-huh. Well, actually, he gave us quite a lot of insight. I think he may be right.
Do you know anything about Count von Uberwald?
Blah!
I see. I guess he knows something, but it's not favorable to anyone. Especially not the Count.
Do you know Malachite?
They're planning to have him killed.
What?
They? Who are they?
Nobody knows who they are. Only they know who they are. Maybe. I think they're the same ones who are putting poison in the beer.
So Malachite is on the hit list, and so is Ilsa. Hold on, didn't I have a topic about Ilsa? Contacts and suspects. Ilsa and Two Conquers.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa and a man named Two Conquers?
No.
No? I thought you knew everything.
Not everyone is important in the grand scheme.
Well, someone tried to kill Ilsa.
Do you know a woman by the name of Carlotta von Uberwald? Have you seen her around the temple?
Oh, yes. I know her. She's part of one of the darkest conspiracies. And they're plotting to take over the world by stealing the lost treasures of Errata and turning them towards a dark purpose. Don't trust her, Luton. Trust no one.
You know about Mundy's murder?
Of course.
Was she here when he was killed?
Yes. Yes, she was.
Do you know Al Kali?
The dwarf? Yes, he's an associate of Horst's. A minor player in the greater scheme of things, but dangerous nonetheless.
He seems to know a lot about everyone. He's a greater source of information than most of these people have been in this game. Damn! I think we've gone through just about everything. Yeah. What about my inventory? Any opinions?
I was...
No.
Tempting as it was, I decided not to start attacking people with the crowbar.
Especially not this dude. He's been so helpful.
I suppressed the urge to ask for money.
Whenever I press that purse, I just want to bribe people. I don't want to ask for money.
I was broke, sure, but
I am a little bit desperate since I still haven't been paid.
I suppose not much.
All right. This has been surprisingly pleasant.
I'll have to go. The truth is out there.
Trust no one.
I promise I'll trust no one. Good guy. Crazy, but good nonetheless. It's a pretty big area. Statues.
Most of the statues were a mystery to me, but I recognized the odd face. There was Zephyrus, the god of slight breezes, and Lamentatio, the goddess of interminable opera. I thought I could see FedEx, messenger of the gods, in one corner.
FedEx. Nice. Messenger of the gods. FedEx.
Religious emblems were scattered throughout the place. The sacred lace of Hyperopia, the goddess of shoes. The holy trolley of Mr. Safeway.
Wow.
The blessed chamber pot of the whinging martyrs of Constipata.
Constipata.
Anything could become a sacred relic if you weren't careful enough.
Yeah, sacred relics all over the place.
I didn't need a totem, and I wouldn't steal one from here even if I did.
Not even a little tiny one. Stained glass windows.
The richer religions could afford to put up a stained glass window in honor of their deity. I could see images of the sconing of Saint Stephanie the Blonde, the apotheosis of Judas Asparagus, and the parting of the red-headed prophet.
The parting of the red-headed prophet.
The chamber was surrounded by so many different art styles, it was hard to decide which one I hated the most.
Fair enough. It's pretty tacky. Moon calf. Can I take the stained glass window with me?
If I strained, I thought I could just about see a bay leaf on the pizza.
That's a stained glass pizza. Nice. Now I really want it.
Behind Mooncalf was a beautiful stained glass window depicting Morphine, the angel of dreams, passing the recipe for the Discworld's first pizza to a mortal.
A divine moment indeed.
I was drawn to Mooncalf by his religious fervor. He was the kind of man who wouldn't miss a single event in the temple, no matter how trivial. He also struck me as the kind of fanatic who knew 100 words for infidel, and not one for compromise.
Who's that? That's a different person voicing.
You.
Me.
You with the hat.
I have a hat.
Have you accepted Anu into your heart?
No, but I'll consider it.
The name isn't you with the hat, it's Luton. And no, I haven't accepted Anu into my heart. Why should I?
For it is written in the book of Kelpie, he who has not the spirit of Anu in his heart shall have his heart eaten by the Divine One on the day of judgment.
I'll take that chance.
Or you may mock infidel, but the day of judgment is coming, mark my words. The signs are clear, the omens are unquestionable, the stars are right and the auguries are undeniable.
What about the auspices?
The auspices are fair to light with a small chance of judgment day later in the eon.
Oh, so we're still good.
I think you're taking the auspice. Did your church buy that window?
We are not a church, we're a cult.
What's the difference?
Demographics. Churches appeal to the high society element. Good for funding, but bad for grassroots support. Now your average cult has much more of a street-level membership. Not so much money, but easier to get things done.
So a cult is more ghetto than a church.
Well, did your cult buy that window?
No. It was purchased by the eternal seers of Revelation Joe many years ago. It depicts the moment when the divine prophet was given the recipe for pizza by the Creator.
How come you're working in front of it?
The eternal seers ran out of support decades ago.
It figures. Now let me get this straight. The eternal seers of Revelation Joe worshipped pizza.
No, my child. The legends say that the first pizza was created by the Klatchian mystic Ronron Revelation Joe Sawadi, who claimed to have been given the recipe in a dream by the creator of the Discworld himself. Allegedly, the creator said that the pizza was what he had intended all along. Those who have seen the original say that what the creator had in mind was a small cheese and pepperoni affair, with a few black olives, and things like mountains and seas got added out of last-minute enthusiasm, as so often happens.
So who were the Eternal Seers?
The survivors of the schism of the Turnwise Ones and the resulting Grand Jihad.
Grand Jihad?
Yes. After the deaths of some 25,000 people, the faithful were allowed to add one small bay leaf to the recipe.
So is this divine figure in the window the creator?
Oh no. It is blasphemy for any to depict the rat face of the creator.
Because of his divine stature?
No. Because it is clear that world creation is not a divine act, but a rather straightforward mechanical function. Hence, to praise the creator would be blasphemy.
How does the creator feel about that?
He seems content. He's had some success with his design, apparently. The details are sketchy.
So a creator that doesn't appreciate being worshipped or anything. And pizza. Man, I want some pizza now.
So, here I am, a fresh punter. Why should I choose your religion over anyone else's?
Because Anu Anu is the true god of gods, more mighty and strong than all the others put together.
About half the gods in this temple alone claim to be the true god of gods.
But Anu Anu reveals himself through his divine miracles.
Such as?
Ever looked at your thumb? Ever really thought about it? Ever considered what you couldn't do if you didn't have a thumb?
Anu Anu is the god of thumbs?
No, but Anu Anu bites away the thumbs of the non-believer.
I'm not convinced. Anything else?
Join the cult of Anu Anu now to receive a free faux pearl statuette of the great god Anu Anu, a $90 value, absolutely free. Be the envy of your friends as they roast in the fires of Sogorop.
Thanks, but I'll pass.
There's a lot of freebies to get if you join up with these cults. Anu Anu.
So what is Anu Anu the god of?
Except for ripping off thumbs.
Anu Anu is above being bound to one single concept or idea. He is power incarnate.
Come on, level with me. What is he the god of?
It's not to be discussed with non-believers.
So this is less of a religion and more of a lucky dip.
Oh, I feel sorry for you on Judgment Day.
You keep mentioning Judgment Day. What do you mean?
Mark my words, it's coming. Darkness and evil shall descend on this city, and fetid corruption shall consume the very souls of the unbelievers. Only the followers of Anu Anu shall be saved.
Darkness and evil? How exactly are we going to tell Judgment Day from any other day in Ankh-Morpork?
By the time you realize what's going on, it shall be too late.
It generally is.
Well, Anu Anu sounds like a great god.
Have you heard of the counterweight killings?
I have not.
Nothing at all? Heard about any ritualistic killings in Ankh-Morpork?
Again, I have not.
I was suspicious.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of thing that you guys in a cult do.
Most religious fanatics would have turned the counterweight killings into fuel for their zealous fire. Mooncalf's silence spoke more than words. Not literally. It wouldn't be much of a silence if it spoke. I imagine silences get kicked out of school for that sort of thing.
It would be failing completely.
The point was, I was suspicious of Mooncalf. There was something he wasn't telling me.
And why would he protect these things, these killings?
I asked Mooncalf where he was when Mundy was murdered. He seemed to take it in his stride. Perhaps religious fanatics are used to being suspects in murder investigations.
I was holding a service at that time.
Where?
Here, in the sanctum of the Temple of Small Gods.
So you have witnesses.
But of course, my entire congregation saw me give a glorious sermon in honor of Anu Anu.
So you can give me the names of some of your congregation to back up your alibi.
Betray the confidence of my flock? You must think me shallow of faith, Luton, to propose such a barbaric plan of action.
Shall I take that as a no, then?
So this guy, this mooncalf, is hiding something from me about the counterweight killings. I wonder what it is. Maybe that other helpful dude will help me out. MALACLYPSE. MALACLYPSE was his name. MALACLYPSE, old boy, old pal, chump.
I need your help again, MALACLYPSE.
They'll all need my help sooner or later.
But I didn't note down that he was hiding something, so I can't really tell MALACLYPSE that specific bit of information. Very well. We didn't write anything about mooncalf down, so he's not gonna help me with that if I can't reference it. Let's go back and talk to Nobby, since we got more information about the Mundy case.
I need your help again, Nobby. Well, okay, I suppose. I take it I'm still the prime suspect for Mundy. Afraid so, Luton. I take it you realize that Mundy was hung upside down from the rafters. Well, yes, of course. Yes. Hung upside down. Yeah. I can't believe that the person doing the most work on this case is also the prime suspect.
Yeah, they don't really seem to care that much.
Does the word Azil mean anything to you? No.
Cool. Been helpful as usual, Nobby.